Good afternoon. My name is Mona Bostic. I'm a registered dietitian and a certified multiple sclerosis specialist with a private nutrition practice in Greensboro, North Carolina. As a nutrition professional who has been living with MS myself for over a decade, I'm very happy to be involved in the conversation about the role of nutrition in the MS disease process broadly, and specifically here on the LiveWise MS podcast. Today, I plan to review the answers to some of the questions that I am asked most frequently on this topic, and I certainly hope you find it helpful. We might as well start with the diets, or more specifically, the question around, is there a specific or best, quote, diet that people with MS should be following? There are so many diets, regimens, protocols, and so on out there. It can be really overwhelming to try to figure out what to pay attention to. And on that note, there are a few things I would love for you to know about these diets that are promoted to benefit MS. Research on nutrition in MS is early in the process and inconclusive. And at this time, there are no clinically recognized therapeutic diets that evidence support or research suggests will impact the MS disease process. Eating well, along with other health promoting behaviors, is an important part of living well. That's with or without MS. It may seem obvious how eating well plays an important role in physical wellness. It may be a little less obvious how food behaviors and choices also involve and impact emotional and social and financial wellness. And these are all important. Many of the diets, regimens, and protocols promoted to be beneficial for people with MS include arbitrary food rules, are difficult to follow, are very restrictive, and focus largely on what to avoid. All of this can result in both physical, emotional, and financial harm, and with no benefit to overall health broadly or the MS disease process specifically. Eating well can become more difficult because when we live with MS, we have symptoms we navigate every day that can make everything we do a little bit more challenging. But it's important to know that eating well does not mean something different because you are living with multiple sclerosis. So if diet does not have a direct impact on multiple sclerosis, why does it matter how any of us eat? And the reason is health-related quality of life. And for those of you who may not be aware of that phrase, health-related quality of life, let me tell you about it. It is a multidimensional concept that includes domains related to physical, mental, emotional, and social functioning. In short, health-related quality of life focuses on the impact that health status has on quality of life. Consider this. Are you living with MS only, or do you also have another chronic health condition? If you have one or more chronic health conditions along with multiple sclerosis, this is referred to as a comorbidity. While there is no research that shows any specific diet will impact the course of the MS disease process, there's abundant and growing research that indicates having one or more comorbid health conditions is associated with a lower quality of life and an increase in disability in people with multiple sclerosis. So, as I said before, while there's no therapeutic diet that will cure multiple sclerosis, how you eat and engage in other health promoting behaviors can impact your risk factor for acquiring a comorbid health condition if you don't already have one, or help to manage these conditions more effectively if you already have one. Examples of what this might look like include better glucose control, improved blood pressure, improved blood fats, and so on. So how you eat can contribute to an improved health status, and research suggests that having an improved health status is linked to improved health outcomes with multiple sclerosis. So, in other words, eating in a way that promotes your health and either prevents or manages comorbid health conditions will result in an increased health-related quality of life and a decreased chance of disability living with multiple sclerosis. So if you happen to have a chronic comorbid condition like type 2 diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, or any condition that has got a proven therapeutic dietary intervention, I would encourage you to adhere to these guidelines. Doing so will help you to live better with your comorbid health condition and, in turn, help you live better with multiple sclerosis. If you do not have one of these conditions, I encourage you to simply eat well. And as I mentioned earlier, eating well does not mean something different because you have multiple sclerosis, but I absolutely admit that there's a great deal of confusion out there in the world around the question of what does it mean to eat well in the first place.